Well, here we go, Del. Today's date is what? July?
August 1st.
July the 1st.
August 1st.
Or August 1st,
2011.
I'm way back, aren't I? Anyway, Del and I have been longtime friends, but he's somehow or other we got together about his bite, and you can see right in here he has a fairly deep mental fold, which he's had for a long time. But tell me a little bit about what your past history is.
Well, I would say that my, for the last, certainly since I went in the Navy, so that's 50 years ago, that I've had severe headaches, probably on a weekly basis, and migraines about once a month, along with shoulder pain. But I never certainly expected that it was related to my teeth in any way. So I thought it was stress brought on.
But it's an interesting thing. Let's show your temples once and say what's your typical facial when you put your hand up there. Remember you did that?
Oh, well, everybody that knows me says
do that.
Yeah, the only time they see me is when I'm going like this.
Always had your hand.
I was always rubbing my temples.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you were even on Facebook with that, huh?
Yeah, well, they put it on Facebook as kind of a trademark. You couldn't see my face, but the posture was indicative of who it was.
And so we kind of came up with a conclusion that because you can't really bite on your back teeth, which I discovered, and we didn't really realize happened, and you only bite basically on your front teeth, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm, of course, just...
Show me how by smiling it. Yeah, and now if we turn sideways a little bit, not quite that much, but yeah. Now look at the other side just a little bit. Don't turn much. Yeah. His back teeth are completely disengaged. And you can't even get them together, can you? I tried to push your jaw back and they wouldn't go back. But
that's, again, kind of the unintended consequences, because now my diet for all these years has been pretty soft diet. Mostly liquids, fish, some chicken, rice, but never meats or anything.
So you never really had to chew much?
Nothing that I had to chew for any length of time.
When did you ever just come about that, or is it something that just happened to you?
Well, it just happened, because there's several times that I tried chewing, and then, obviously I gagged on the food.
And we did muscle tests on him, and doing the kinesiology test with the arm, he was weak. Not only with he couldn't put his back teeth together because I couldn't get him to put his back teeth together, but he was wearing a double athletic type mouth guard that had been welded together, upper and lower, with a little space to breathe in for nighttime because he had an apnea condition. So he really was biting in that a lot.
Right.
You think you wake up finding yourself biting into it?
Yeah. And finally it's gotten to the point where I just gave up using it. But it was designed for mild apnea.
So you really have open bite in the back. All right, now we made him an appliance here, which were...
but I wasn't getting any oxygen through the
vents, the little separation between the upper and lower. Okay, now let's just slowly put that in. I want to just see you smile as you do it so we can see.
Make sure I can get it in?
Yeah. All right, snaps in like it should. Yeah. Now bite down. And what was your reaction when you first bit on it? Do we even roll it down?
Immediately the stress and pressure on my temples was gone, and my jaw is very loose.
Now?
And I've always...
That's only 15 minutes ago.
Well, I've always had it
tight,
yeah.
So we've cut off really the input between one jaw and the other by putting a piece of plastic.
Yeah, my whole face does feel more relaxed.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't seem that just such a small imperfection could have such negative consequences, but...
well, it's definitely musculature.
Yeah.
And if we keep you off your back teeth like this, which most people, that's what we're trying to do. In your case, we're trying to keep you off your front teeth.
Right.
But when we muscle test you with this, with the splint in, you were very strong, and even trying to put something between your back teeth, you were weak, and then putting, just biting on your own front teeth like you could before and can't now, you were still weak.
Well, this means when I have this in while we're playing badminton, I will have the advantage.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
You will. Well, so, and you said the first thing you said, well, I'm going to wear this.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it in all the time. I think I can change my talking so I don't.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of the people in the past have talked about the reasons to not wear this kind of a splint where you're only biting on the front teeth, because they think your back teeth would grow or change. Wouldn't that be lovely if they did?
Well, maybe I could.
Then you start eating again.
I could eat a hamburger then, maybe.
Well,
meat.
Or good steak. But you kind of adapted. But
right.
But all these years of headaches.
Yeah, everybody thought I was a vegetarian by choice, but that's not really true. I mean, I always just ate soft foods.
Mhm. Well, I don't know how long, but you had orthodontics at a young age.
When I was in college.
Oh, in college?
1960 to 64.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some extractions on the upper?
Yeah. Upper extractions mostly for the orthodontic work, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll follow you along and see what happens, and good Lord willing, you'll be chewing meat. Maybe these teeth will grow in a little bit in the back. And if they aren't touching, and the tongue doesn't go between, which is sometimes a disadvantage, because a tongue thrust can keep teeth open. I've seen people that didn't have any teeth touching except the second molars, and that was because they made their own splint with a bite with their tongue.
Well, I'm not going to take this out.
Okay. All right.